Jack, you are not registered, by the way. And then I need his mic to stretch long enough for me to get in the center in time. Just up there. Wow, that's really sick. Oh, no.
Everything at his library. We were so
Hey! Where's Karen? I don't know. We had to relax. You did?
This is scary. This early, right? My house is a mess. You said there was gold. You went down to help her.
Hey! Oh, how good to see you both. Good. Oh, glad to see you both. Okay.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Just as much as time. Get some food.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention please just for a minute? It's my pleasure to bring you tonight. My name is Sharon Byrne. Thank you so much for having me out here, but would you please give it up for Miss Sharon Byrne right here, your future city councilor.
So first of all, thank you very much for coming to this campaign kickoff. I am your candidate this evening, Sharon Byrne, so thank you all. I'm glad to see you here. Why am I running? In this election, I see one slate lining up against another slate. And one argument is keep our side in power, our side, whoever that is. And the other side is restore our side to power because we had policies in the past that we like and we want to go back to them. Those arguments are all about them. Those arguments are all about whatever side they're standing on. But who is that argument not about? Who are they not? Yes, thank you, yes, the voter, the citizen. We're not even in this equation. It's one slate duking it out against another slate. So who in that slate is actually talking to us, wooing us, or speaking for us? No one. That's why I wanted to enter this race. I want there to be a non-partisan voice that speaks on behalf of all the citizens, not just one side or the other, not just one polarity or the other. I also want to say that one of the things that's of great concern, I think, to a lot of Santa Barbara citizens is the quality of life here. I mean, how many of you feel like that you're better off than you were 10 years ago here in this city, if you were here in this city? How many of you feel like you're better off than you were 10 years ago? How many of you feel the city's a better place than it was 10 years ago? Wow, okay, so you don't agree. Okay, there's not a good feeling that the city's a better place than it was 10 years ago. So you know what? We shouldn't let that go. The city is precious. The city is special. We want to preserve it and hold on to it. Yes, we can do smart things with dilapidated buildings and rundown apartments, we can build better housing than what we've got today. But let's be smart with our city. Let's be good stewards of our city. Let's not throw it away. Let's also recognize that sometimes the way issues get framed, and I know you've been through this, I'm going to throw a few out at you, they get framed as these big either-or arguments, right? So either we're going to have the gang injunction or we're going to have programs for youth. You see the polarity in that? Either we cater to the homeless or we don't do enough for them. You see the polarity in that, right? There's sort of no middle ground in that. You get that? Either we're going to preserve the city and keep it nice and beautiful, or we're going to turn it over to developers and lose the whole thing and it'll be the next Miami. Do you see how this works? Okay, there's no middle ground in these positions. And you know what? The answer is it's always a both and. It's not an either or. You need enforcement for gang violence, where there's violence being committed on the citizens. You need enforcement. And you need programs to stop youth from going in. And you need programs to, when they get shut down in schools, when they start, oh, here comes a train. When they, right on time. When they start losing interest in the schools and they become at risk for being targeted, you need programs for that. Do you agree? It's a both and. You need solutions.
Effective program.
Effective, thank you. When it comes to the issue of homelessness, right? You can be very compassionate and very sensitive to the plight of homeless. And you can do things to try to help them out. But you can also be effective in helping them get off the street. And there are effective policies. I am the person that organized the trip for our city council and staff to go to Santa Monica in March. I think a lot of people here read about that trip, right? And what did we learn? That there's a jurisdiction that has figured out how you compassionately reduce the number of homeless on your street year over year. It can be done. So we can do this here as well. If we give spare change to someone that's on the street, we might walk away from that feeling like a little better about ourselves because maybe we helped out. But we left that person right where they are. We didn't do anything to change their condition. And that's not compassionate. What we need to do is be compassionate and effective. That's a humanitarian approach. How many people here can go to 2 p.m. meetings at City Hall? How many of you? Okay, Tony.
Not that I like it, but
Not that you like it.
I can go.
Tony's speaking for all the citizens from here on out because he's the only one. Okay, 2 p.m. meetings. What is the average working citizen supposed to do with that? What is the parent that's got to pick a kid up from school at 2:30 supposed to do with that? Take the kids to the City Hall meeting? I don't think so. We have a city government that appears to be responsive, but if you're a citizen trying to navigate that bureaucracy, you know better. You know better. You're going to go and wait at City Hall for 2 hours to speak for 2 minutes and hope that somehow you're going to change the outcome of whatever's on that agenda. And usually you walk away with something totally unacceptable. Okay, so let's not do that anymore either. Why don't we do evening meetings that people can actually make? You know, Tom, Claire, where you guys at? Okay, and Teresa, what did we do? We actually did a meeting in your neighborhood. We brought Public Works and the permitting department and the police and streets into your neighborhood on your street corner, right, with your neighbors on your schedule so that we could solve the issue on your site. That's being responsive. How many of you citizens have ever gotten that? Ever gotten that? Okay, yeah. You know, and then I know Maria and Veronica, what did we do with you? We brought the beat cops into the neighborhood on your schedule in the evenings to meet with you about neighborhood safety concerns you had, again on your schedule. That's what responsive government looks like. What about if you had a way to submit public comment online so that, you know, your public comment would count and you didn't have to wait around for 2 hours to participate? Could you participate more in your government if you had that ability? What if we had online polls on the city's website to take the pulse of the public on a key issue, give it a week time frame, so that we don't do something expensive like toss it to the ballot for the voters to try to figure out? We could find out within a week how you feel about something, right? Isn't that more responsive? So there's ways that we can do things, I think, at City Hall to make things a lot better, and I would like to see this be a much more responsive government than it is. I'd like us to have a high quality of life. I'd like us to have safe and clean streets. This is Santa Barbara. It's a tourist destination, but it's also our home. It's our home, and it's worth fighting for, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So this fall, I'm going to run for this office, and I'm going to run my heart out. And I appreciate all the support that you've already shown all the help that you've already given. We'll be asking probably for a lot more of it. I want you to know that I'm very solutions-oriented. I'm very nonpartisan. I think most of you know me, know that. I'm one of those people that works across both sides of the aisle. I don't care what your stripe is. And look at you. None of you are even in the same stripe and you're all here, right? You're all different politically, right? And you all agree that this is the right thing to do. So that tells me something. People are ready for a very nonpartisan solution. It's going to be kind of tough. I think you already know that. We've already had some attacks, right, in the last few weeks in the press. It'll get ugly. The bad thing about being an independent is the right gets to beat up on you, and the left does too, right? So I'm going to get it from both sides, and that means it's going to be hard, and there's going to be some attacks. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to roll off my back. I'm undaunted, all right? Whenever you see those attacks coming, know them for what they are. They're just straight partisan attacks. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it, because I'm not going to. Fair enough? You on board? All right. So, here I am, your nonpartisan, solutions-oriented candidate. I have a proven track record of success in this community, and I intend to keep pushing and keep working. I'm honored to be here tonight, and I'm honored to ask for your vote in November. Thank you.
Great speech.
And she means it.
Yeah, you know me. I know.
She means it.
Like 50 years now. You know.